Hey everyone, as we start to dive into the class, I just wanted to briefly pop in and kind of go over some of my communication expectations. I found that this just helps us to have a more cohesive learning environment and it makes things just a little more efficient. So, first and foremost, I am here to help ensure your success in the class. So, with that said, I am your resource. Do not hesitate to reach out to me with questions, comments, concerns over anything specific to the class, anything specific to the topic, how it fits into industry, all of those things. I'm always happy to address those. Um, in the technology world we live in, right, we have the technology at our disposal all the time, and sometimes that kind of almost creates the expectation of instantaneous communication, where there will be many times you do reach out to me with a question or need some assistance. And I will be right at the keyboard doing other things and be able to respond to you very promptly. That said, like everybody else, including you, I have other things going on besides teaching this class. So I do have times where I am away from the computer. And given the nature of some of these topics, sometimes it's not as simple as just me being able to reply from my phone. Depending on the given assignment and the topic du jour, if it's complex in nature, that might involve me having to download a file, having to analyze where something might have went wrong, and I can't always do that from a phone. I have to be on a laptop with a good internet connection, etc. So why I mention that is my communication policy is I will respond to all communication within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. Usually it's quicker, but 24 hours is pretty much a good baseline. I hardly ever go more than 24 hours without being in front of the computer, just by the nature of the work. On the weekends, I am a big outdoors guy, so I like to be kind of away from technology. That said, that's not always possible. So on the weekends, expect about a 48-hour turnaround. Oftentimes it's quicker, but don't count on it. Okay. So why do I mention this? In the class, you will see that for the most part, all of our assignments are due on Sunday evening. Usually 11:59 p.m. That will be Central Time because that is, of course, the time zone of the college. So that's why we do it as such. So 11:59 p.m. With that said, do not expect me to be awake at 11 o'clock on Sunday night necessarily to respond to your inquiry. Okay, remember 48 hours is the policy on the weekend. So why I mention that is it is not acceptable to message me at 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock on a Sunday night and say, I need help on the homework. You're probably not going to get a response. And that is not a get out of jail free card to basically excuse you from the homework. Okay. So if you need help with something, if you need my assistance, I strongly encourage you to look ahead. Okay. I fully understand that many of you allocate Sunday evening, afternoon to do your coursework, which is fine. But just do me a favor and look at the assignments ahead of time and just, give it a once over and kind of figure out, am I going to need Dave's help with this? If so, reach out with enough time for me to be able to respond to you. Okay. Also, late work, I have a no late work policy. Okay. So again, you need to plan ahead. That said, I'm not a monster. I know that life events come up, things happen. So if you are going to be late on an assignment, you need to reach out to me ahead of time and get approval. Okay. So again, you cannot message me at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night and say, yeah, I need an extension. Okay. If you don't hear back from me, that means you do not have the extension. Okay. So that is where technology is both the blessing and the curse, right? Probably all have cell phones. You can reach out to me, that way through the class, any number of ways. So just like you would not miss work, okay, and not let your boss know, okay, you need to let me know as well, okay? When you do communicate with me, again, I ask for professionalism and communication and big picture, just mutual respect. Okay. I will treat you with respect and I expect the same to be reciprocated from you. Much like many of you might be taking more than one class, I am teaching more than one class. So when you reach out, please do me a favor. Tell me what class you're in, okay? And be as specific as possible about what you need my help with, okay? Because like if you reach out to me on a Saturday morning, I get 48 hours to respond to you. if I respond and I need more information from you, that just simply slows down the process. I want to help you as quickly as I can. So definitely account for that. Okay? The other comment I wanted to make is, again, professionalism in communication. Okay, when you email me, you need to have a greeting. Okay, you need to use complete sentences, use proper punctuation, use a closing. Okay, be professional in your communication. Okay, my job is to prepare you for your first career in industry or a potential promotion in industry, and just like you wouldn't communicate with colleagues or a superior unprofessionally, please don't do so with me. So that said, if you contact me in an unprofessional manner, I simply won't respond. Okay, so be professional in the communication, as I will be professional in my communication to you as well. Okay, so those are basically the do's and don'ts. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. But again, I look forward to working with each and every one of you.